Meanwhile, as there's a hole in the ground where county voters approved a $55 million bond to finance the courthouse, the debate continues over what to do with an above-ground site across town where a private college sits, waiting to shut its doors. State Senator Peter Wirth is a member of the Governor's Committee to come up with some answer to the problem facing College of Santa Fe. I asked him about the proposal being floated at Santa Fe City Hall to float yet another bond to finance the $35 million acquisition of that private college so it won't close.
Well, I think part of the deal with the city, though, is a discussion with Laureate, that was the private entity that was involved before, about coming in and running an institution there. And so I certainly share your initial statements that it seems like this thing is gone, but at the same time we've got some college students and staff that have been part of this task force, and there's some indication that a number of the students would stick around if we can figure out some kind of structure there. It's not going to be the same place. I think there is no question about that. And what the mission is for the institution that's there is, of course, going to be the huge challenge for whatever umbrella organization is set up. We've got this tremendous arts and cultural institution. And you're right, there are buildings there, but I also think there's an incredible institutional program that's going to change. There's no way for it not to change, but for us to completely give up on it and start over completely from scratch, I think is kind of a worst-case scenario. I would hope that we can take the best of what's there and restructure it through potentially some public-private partnership, or the option of one of the universities still figuring out some way to step up is out there. So,
meanwhile, another bond has already been fixed, and that's the one that now represents itself as a hole in the ground downtown Santa Fe where there's pollution. That there is a possibility, I understand, that they may have to relocate the county courthouse somewhere else. What if it were at the College of Santa Fe in a partnership between city, county, and state government?
Well, that's a terrific question, and I really know nothing more about what's going on than what I read in the paper as well this morning. Again, whether that can be moved like that, I think it would be a real shame to move the courthouse, again, wearing my lawyer hat, from downtown, just because I think that was clearly what was represented to the voters when that bond went out, is that this is going to be part of the downtown. And so, again, that was a close vote, I think, if you remember. And so, obviously, this is an environmental issue that needs to be addressed, and there's no question about that. I'm hopeful that the option of giving up on the site, which doesn't solve the environmental problem, I mean, that's still going to have to be addressed one way or the other. Seems to me that that's hopefully far down the road, but that, of course, is a decision that's going to get made by the county commissioners.
State Senator Peter Wirth.